All right, people, what the hell is going on? I said my last video was going to be, this will probably be my last Texans video. This right here, because, you know, after I shot my video, I finally got to watch some other shit, you know, other little streams, podcasts, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Watch some of that shit. And this is something that's working my nerves right now. Because I was watching one and they got a little fan interaction part where, you know, fans come on, get a little 2 cents, you know, with the host and blah, 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 and go back and forth, get a little interaction going with the public. The thing about that is, when you do that, a lot of times you get to realize how fucking stupid people in general are as far as fans of sports. Fans of sports are pretty goddamn dumb. They are. You go to anywhere where there's a comment section for any goddamn sports team and you read some of that shit and it's like, you know, everybody has their opinions or whatnot. It's amazing how wrong people can be. And I'm not one of the people that's like, you know, I'm always right and shit like that. Some people are just fucking stupid. I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at? Now, right now, the game, Texas is probably still at the fucking airport trying to make it home. If not in midair right now. Now, everybody hollering, fire Bobby Slowik. Fire Bobby Slowik. Get rid of Bobby Slowik. Bobby Slowik, blah, 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 blah. Like I said before, I was on that wagon towards the middle of the fucking season. I'm not on that wagon no more. I'm not on the fire Bobby Slowik wagon anymore, because if you want Bobby Slowik gone, then apparently you're gonna have to fire the rest of the goddamn coaching staff, including D'Amico. Because the problem is not with Bobby Slowik. The play calling early in the season was, but the problem ain't with Bobby Slowik. A lot of the problems are game managing decisions, like the 4th and 10, you know, going forward, you know, whether you think that was good or not, you know, the 4th down play where they went for it and got sacked. I think that might have been the same play. I don't know. But not having to play and this happens plenty of times where, okay, they going for it on 4th down and they not ready to get the fucking playoff. There's been a couple times it's just like, why they can't get a fucking play in the game? What that is a coaching problem, but that also and a lot of the other decisions and shit like that falls on the head coach. You know what I'm saying? Even on the offensive side of the ball, because ultimately the head coach is in control of the game. You know what I'm saying? So you could, if it's some shit going on and you want to blame Bobby, and the head coach ain't intervening or overriding or and that shit, well, shit, it's on the head coach too. So, what the fuck is up with that? Fire Bobby Slowik, fire Bobby Slowik. Like I said, you have to realize this is a second-year team. People are acting like the Texans been on the verge of winning the Super Bowl for the last 20 goddamn years. No. This goddamn 2-3 win team 3 years ago or whatever the fuck. Just right before last season, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was vying for the goddamn first pick of the draft. That's why they got Stroud in the first place. Because they had the second pick of the draft. They didn't get the second pick of the draft because they traded up to get it. They was already up there. You know what I'm saying? And now they in the playoffs, a couple years in the goddamn row. like I said, and then somebody else hop on here talking about, want to start talking about the division. It don't fucking matter. It don't matter that the division was dookie. It don't matter that, you know what I'm saying, you think the Texans aren't as good as they are because they beat up on the trash in the league, and in the AFC South, and they get the 4 seed, just because of that. Well, whatever. I mean, they won the wild card game. That's something. You know what I'm saying? That's something. Before then, what was you doing? You was at the top of the draft. Just 2 years ago. People are acting like this ain't no perennial contender. I've been watching the Texans since day goddamn one. They doing what they always has done at their best. And they just now got back up to their best. They went up, they went down, up, and they went down. Now they're back up here. Now you hoping that they can go further up. But now 2 years in, you calling for people job? Not watching the games? It's one thing if you just in the building and you know what the fuck is going on and you calling for people job. You don't know what the fuck is going on. A lot of people don't even pay attention. It's just like, I keep saying, I've said this about 3 or 4 times. I've noticed the difference in the play calling with Bobby Slowik as the season went on. When people was legitimately complaining about Bobby, yeah, like, yeah, get this fuck out of here. The shit changed. It did. It changed. Personnel always changed too. You're going to fire this man for having a bad season, because wasn't nobody talking that shit last year, for having a bad season with a undermanned team. Offense. Think about it. You sitting this man out here with a goddamn, you know what I'm saying? It's like you start the season, you got a 44 Magnum. Bam. We finna go out here. I got this 44. We finna go bop bop. Knock some motherfuckers down. Couple of games into the season. You ain't got a 44 no more. You got a 357. All right. Fuck it. Bop bop. Offensive line acting dookie as shit. They can't block nobody. Now you just got a 38. Shit. Bap bap. Oh, goddamn, your receiver's out for the season. Now, goddamn it, now you out there with a 32. Bop, bop, bop. Bop. Nah, shit. I don't like this. Now you got 2 receivers down for the season, and your offensive line is still dookie. The play calling is better, but you ain't got no caliber. Now you just out there with a fucking glorified pellet gun. You got a fucking 22. And the other teams that you up got a full old arsenal of shit. You out here with a 22 competing. You know what I'm saying? At least trying to, at the very least. But you want to fire the man. And the thing is, all the people that's talking this shit, which is funny, all the people that's talking this shit couldn't do no goddamn better, including me. At the time I'm talking shit, fire Bobby Slowik. You put me in this position, I wouldn't be able to do a goddamn thing. I wouldn't. Would I get better along the way? Of course I would. I know football. I'm not a moron. I can learn. But I don't know shit. Not on the NFL level, I don't. Hell no. But I know it's supposed to be done. You know what I'm saying? I know when shit ain't going right. And if I'm watching somebody else, I can also see when shit change. So I'm like, okay, well, fuck. I noticed when shit changed, but I also know when shit changed for the worse. Play calling got better. Personnel got worse. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in my last video that I shot earlier tonight, you out there You got Nico, who's your best receiver. So, and obviously, I think he was probably sick or something this game. Like literally, he'll be in there for a play, and then he'll be off for a play off on the sideline. Like, it looked like he didn't look like he was hurt. He looked like he was sick. So he might have been out there playing through some shit. And so he didn't look well. Now you out there with Mechie and Hutchinson. I'm like, okay. But those guys weren't supposed to be on the field. Those are backups. You know what I'm saying? Those are guys that you would see on special teams and shit. Not out there starting the game at receiver. That's what the guy's working with. You know what I'm saying? It's like you take a JV coach. You know what I'm saying? Well, you take the JV team and you take your JV offense and swap them for the varsity offense, and then you get mad at the coordinator because they can't perform. That's basically what people are saying right now. That's what they're doing. They're not paying attention to the goddamn game. They're just sitting there in front of the TV or in the stands just doing fan shit. Just doing fan shit, yelling the fan shit, just surface level football. You just see shit happening on the field, but you don't know the fuck what. Somebody scored a touchdown. Woo! We got 6 points. But you don't know what the fuck happened. You don't know why they scored. You just know that they did. That's how fans are. That's how fans are. They don't know shit. And that's coming from a goddamn fan. And I know I don't know shit. Or else I'd be out on somebody's sideline right now telling people what to do on the goddamn field. I'm not. I'm sitting here in front of my goddamn TV yelling at the screen with the rest of these fucking dumbasses. So, people need to chill the fuck out with that. Now, let Bobby Slowik go out next year after they have a full complement on offense. What the fuck is an offense? On offense. You know what I'm saying? Let him have a full complement on offense. Get this man everything he needs to do his job. You can't fire somebody after not giving him what he needs to do his fucking job. My job is to do this, that, and the other. I can't do it with this. The general manager knows that. Rest of the front office, everybody else that make decisions, they know that. The fans don't. They just gonna complain about what they see on the field. Not knowing that half the motherfuckers ain't supposed to be out there. Now, Irv Smith Jr., they just called this dude up. He comes straight off the goddamn practice squad, is playing in the goddamn playoff game. What did that tell you? You know what I'm saying? You got Jared Wayne out there. They just called him back up. All these people are just now being elevated to fill spots because people are fucking missing. You know what I'm saying? I don't. And people, you know, and I watch these shows and ain't nobody saying nothing about that. Ain't nobody saying nothing, but they bitch and they moan and all this other stuff. Well, why? Are you looking at the why? Are you looking under the goddamn? All you see is the goddamn car is smoking. Raise the fucking hood, dumbass, and look under there and see what the fuck is going on. You see why the goddamn car is smoking? Motherfucker, the car is smoking, car is raggedy and blah, 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 blah. Well, why? Why is it? The car ain't running right, the car doing this, that, and the other. Well, goddamn it, if you don't know enough to go under there and look under, you know what, just shut the fuck up. Keep whatever about to fly out your goddamn mouth to your fucking self. Some people out there have some good insights and shit like that. But the random fan, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? The personalities have some good insight. This is what they do. A lot of them, everybody still has their different opinions. A bunch of shit. I heard some shit just this evening and along this season. Or these personalities that come on YouTube and shit and they talk and they had their little shows or whatnot. They hop on there and say something. I firmly disagree with that. I don't know how the fuck you would come up with that conclusion, but whatever. But you got fans, and I can see that. I mean, because a lot of times they there. They're at the games. They do this every week. They watch all the games every week in depth. Been doing it for fucking 20, 30 goddamn years. If I disagree with them, I just shrug my goddamn shoulders. Then when I hear dumb shit from a random ass fan, it's a little bit different. Motherfucker, have you ever even put on pads and played? I ain't trying to hear no goddamn opinion from a motherfucker who been sitting around, in his drawers, just watching football with nothing else, just just the game is on. He's just looking. No analytical power in this goddamn noodle at all. Motherfuckers just looking at the game. Shit just happening. They don't know what. The Texans did this. They did that. That's all they can say. Can't look and see. Why? It's just like every time you shut, I'm looking, I'm like, why? Why? Every time I see a play, I hope they show a fucking replay so my blind ass can look and see what the fuck actually happened. Stroud got sacked. I want to see how. You know what I'm saying? Such and such caught a ball. I want to see the fucking route. I'm blind as hell. And even if I was at the game, I wouldn't see that shit. I don't see how people watch live football. I don't get it. I can play, but I can't watch. You know what I'm saying? I can play, but I can't watch. It's just one of them things. I can't help that. So it just irks me with people with this fire Bobby Slowik shit that everybody's spitting now, and I'm just like, bruh, it ain't that dude's fault. Because if it's the shit that y'all complaining about, the problems and a lot of stuff they can, like I say, a lot of stuff that they complaining and bitching and moaning about falls on D'Amico too. Everybody, D'Amico's doing a good job. D'Amico's doing blah 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 blah. No, not a lot of the shit you complaining about. A lot of those game time decisions is not the right goddamn thing. Anyway, some of the game decisions that's happening during the game has to go through the goddamn head coach. He has to check off on that, whether it's gonna happen or not. If the shit ain't happening smoothly, that's on D'Amico. You can't blame the offensive coordinator for that. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame the offensive coordinator for that unless D'Amico has that shit partitioned to the point to where, okay, anything on the offensive side y'all dealing with, on the defensive side, I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? And you still can't be that detached from the goddamn game, because I think the head coach is the only motherfucker that can call a timeout on the sideline. He the motherfucker that has to throw the challenge flags. So he has to be involved in the goddamn game. You know what I'm saying? Even on the offensive side of the ball when shit is happening. So he can't be totally invested in the goddamn defense. When the offense is out there, he got to have his head in the goddamn game too. Even if you just watching what the fuck is going on, you got to be watching what the fuck is going on. Because if a timeout need to be called, you got to call a timeout. If the quarterback don't get a hold, don't get it, which I don't even know if the Texans even do. I don't know if I've ever seen. I can't remember every game I've ever watched of the goddamn Texans, but have CJ just stand up and be like, fuck it, timeout. Have y'all ever seen him do that? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of times, what I do notice, a lot of people, Even the random fans be like, do they even have like check now? Or something they might, and it might not be obvious. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of quarterbacks throw out a bunch of bullshit calls and shit out there when they see people moving and all kind of other stuff. And blah, you don't know if they switching plays or doing whatever the fuck. But you don't see a lot of that with the Texans. Everything with the Texans looks like whatever play is called is what the fuck is ran. You don't see a whole lot of shifting. Like if you got Aaron Rodgers or fucking Peyton Manning or somebody in there and they like, oh shit, they'll be like, okay, you know what? We're not doing this. Time out. Or they be like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And you see motherfuckers move and they run a whole different goddamn play. You know, some shit like that. You don't see a lot of that with the Texans, if at all. You'd have to really pay attention to the goddamn game. That is something that people notice. Even the goddamn numbskulls. You know what I'm saying? Even the goddamn numbskull. The Texans don't seem to do a whole lot of that savvy shit. There's no hard counts to try to drive people off sides and shit like that. You don't see them do that. Everybody else does. Even when, and I hate that shit because I'm like, man, just get off the goddamn field. Because people do that shit right before the end of the quarter, try to pull people off sides and shit like that. They know what you're doing. Ain't nobody for the jump. They know you for not for the snap the ball. You know what I'm saying? But they do it. You ever see the Texans do it? Nope. You never see the Texans do little shit like that. It's a lot of little shit that you don't see the Texans do. You know what I'm saying? You probably will in the future at some point, but you got to think, this is a second-year team. I'm going to always keep saying this. This is a second-year team. People need to temper their expectations. You are lucky that you got a second-year team that have been in the playoffs 2 years in a row. You know what I'm saying? Feel lucky. Now, you've been a Texans fan for all these times, but these ain't the same team. You got to realize, these ain't the same teams. You know what I'm saying? You can't be rooting for this team like it's the Matt Sharp and Andre Johnson teams from way back. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same team. It's not. Those people are gone. This is another team. This is a new regime, new coaches, new everything. This is new shit. You have to look at it like that. Once Lovie Smith was out, boom. This is a whole new shit right here. Whole new shit. You know, you got to leave that other shit behind you. Leave it behind. You got nothing to do with that. This is, like I said, this is a second-year goddamn team. That people still holding on to shit. They still just like that. The Texans did this, that, and other. It don't matter what the Texans did. Those people ain't on the team no more. Mostly. Yeah, all those people are gone. From way back when the Texans was, you know, doing whatever the fuck it is. It could have been bad or good. All those people are gone. This is all new shit here. You know, you have to look at it like that. This ain't the same shit. Like I said, you got to be able to look under the hood, see what the fuck is going on. And even going into next year, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just going to be a little turnover or whatever the fuck. You got the defense that you hope stays pretty much the same. But then with the offense, you already know it's going to be a bunch of different shit on offense. It won't be the offense coordinator. Everybody calling for him for Slowik to get fired. It's not for the fucking happen. You know, the front office don't think like y'all dumbasses do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they think worse. Like I said, I ain't saying that they're better most of the time. I just say they don't think like you do. But I know they ain't for the fire Bobby Slowik over some shit that's ultimately out of his goddamn control. He's an offense coordinator. He's not in control of who's on the goddamn field out there. You know what I'm saying? He's not. It's not his job. His job is coordinate the offense. It's other people's job to get the players there. I'm pretty sure he has some input into it. You know, that whole process. I'm pretty sure most of the coaches do. But still, not his choice. His choice is offensive coordinator. It's in the fucking name of the goddamn position. He's not the fucking recruitment coordinator or whatever the fuck you want to. It's not working with the general manager. So yeah, he got the players. You got to work with the players you got. The expectations are very low. You know what I'm saying? For the football enlightened folks out here, the it's low. You look at what they got on paper, it's like, nah, Texans is unless they have a extraordinary defensive performance, probably going to lose a game against a really good team. It's just how it is. The Texans are just good enough on offense with the players that they have to show flashes, but nothing consistent. They can show flashes, you know what I'm saying? But nothing consistent. They ain't got nobody that you just got to worry about all the goddamn time. Because once they take Nico Collins out, it's open season on everybody else. Everybody else could be covered with a single person. If you double Nico. But that's a scheming problem. That's a problem with Bobby. That could be fixed. It could be fixed with personnel and scheme. But some shit you can't scheme your way out of. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, you could call plays for this, that, and the other. And it's, you know, everybody don't think like I do, because I'm one of those. If I was an offense coordinator, I would obviously have my system, but I would see what the fuck works. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you see fucking Travis Kelce. That man don't do shit. And I mean, basically, he doesn't have to do much. It's a mental game. It's a mental game. You know what? He ain't got to go out there and run by nobody with a fucking 3.940 or, you know, a bull rush motherfuckers out his way and no. Doesn't matter getting up the field and knowing where to stand the fuck up. Every time I see this dude, he wide ass open on some part of the goddamn field. I was a tight end. It's not that hard to do. There's a reason why all his plays look alike. For real. There's a reason why all his plays, because that's all he does. If you run a goddamn zone, well, I mean, he gonna sit somewhere in the goddamn zone. Been doing this shit for years. It don't take long for him to shoot up the field, cross the middle, and either keep going or fucking stop. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You're going across the field. Boom. You either stop or you fucking keep going. It's a fucking zone. It'll be a gap in there some kind of goddamn way. You know, it's not hard. Why, you know, with the goddamn receivers that we have, I'm like, why can't we implement something like that? You know what I'm saying? It's consistent with them because that's what the fuck they do. Patrick Mahomes get in trouble. His eyes gonna go right to the middle of the field. It's gonna always be number 87 sitting right there in some hole in the middle of the goddamn field. You probably don't even have to look. He could probably just go fuck it and throw that bitch like that, and it'll be a complete pass. I mean, I know other teams see that. You know, with the Texans, I get kind of jealous because I'm like, why our people ain't never open like that? Why we can't, you know, why all our catches are all contested? You know what I'm saying? All the Texans, that's why, you know, people don't pay no attention to that. Think about it. You watching the Texans all goddamn year, whether they was healthy or not. Why are all of our passes, if the ones that are caught, and most of them are caught, always contested? It's rarely somebody just sitting there wide the fuck ass open. Rarely. It's always somebody catching the ball with somebody sitting on their goddamn shoulders. That's a Bobby Slowik problem. It's also a personnel problem. You know what I'm saying? It's mostly a personnel problem. That's always been a deal with the Texans since day one. Even with what's his face, Andre Johnson was here. Andre Johnson always caught the ball with somebody sitting on this guy top of his fucking helmet. That's it out there. Andre Johnson ain't catching nothing but but fucking hitches, not hitches, but the little comeback routes and slants. He wasn't no burner. You know what I'm saying? He was a big body receiver. You know, he get between you and the ball. He caught that motherfucker and you had to tackle him. That was it. It's kind of like it ain't much different than Nico is now. Nico ain't down the field just. He not. And the one time I saw him do it, he fucking walked out the field with a goddamn hamstring injury and was out for fucking a month and a half. You know, so I don't know. It's a lot that need to be worked on. But like I said, this is a second year team. Second year. This is a second year team. People, get over yourselves and whatever Texans history you got, get with the current times and this current team that we on. And stop adding to the goddamn timeline way back to fuck when. No, we not, nope. It's not where we at. You know what I'm saying? That's not where we at. We over here. It's a second year team with these people we got now. Let's roll with this. We got the off season. You know what I'm saying? We got the coaches and the little front office gonna do what they do with the free agency and then the draft and then okay. We gonna see where the fuck we at. But until then, y'all need to chill the fuck out. Everybody got they fucking opinions, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna tell you that you're stupid as fuck if I just happen to run across and see some shit somebody done typed. It's just I'm like you dumb. You stupid. Because I'm retarded like that. I don't care. And anyway, I'm finna get out of here. I got some rice cooking. I'm finna go drain my rice. And I will see y'all in the off season.